Hey guys, good morning. Pat Simone here. Well, Saturday morning, and we have another cabinet install to do. All right, guys. So this is what we have going on today. Another basic install. L-shaped kitchen going across. Nice hood there, where the stack is. We have an island here. That'll be my last thing I do today. I gotta wait for them to come home and lay this out with me. So that's what we're up against today. So I'm gonna do a check on my cabinets, make sure they're all here, and take it from there. Job. So I just want to go over a couple things with you on what you got to do before you start laying out for your actually start installing for your cabinets. So around here I have a laser level, okay, and you have to find your highest spot, like I mentioned in a lot of my other videos. So normal cabinet height is 34.5. What I do is I find the high spot on the floor and I measure up 34 5/8 to give me that eighth inch of error between cabinets. All right. So right here is my highest spot of the floor. Okay, and it gradually drops down a ½ inch. Okay. So if I was to start on that side, I would start running uphill, and that's not good. You'll be in a big jam. So that's how I establish my heights. The other thing you want to do is just take a nice long level, okay, and just gradually go down the wall to see if you have any humps. So right here I have a hump. So what you do is just take your pencil, just so you recognize where that hump is, and you know, you'll notice shit in the back of the cabinet as you're going. All right, and then check out your corner if you have any whips. This wall is actually really nice. You could eyeball it. You know, like I said, the biggest hump is right in the corner over there. But guys, I know not everybody has a laser level. So the best thing to do is try to get yourself the longest level as possible when trying to determine the height of your floor. And all you would do is lay your level on the floor, and in this case you could see it's traveling downhill. So when I go to level this, you know, that's level. So you know that this is the highest point of the kitchen. All right. 2, you always want to start in the corner. In this particular case, it's my Lazy Susan right here. All right, and you want to work your way out each way. Just imagine if you started going into the corner and then you try to get your Lazy Susan in, you'll be in trouble. And the same thing with the uppers. You start in the corner and you work your way out right to left. That's about it. So this is the system I use. This is a PLS 4 level. I love it. I've been using these guys for a long time. They're a little pricey. I think this is in the neighborhood of 600 bucks, but it gives you 3 access points. So if you hit this button, it'll give you a nice plumb. That's great for framing. Hits the floor. See the 2 dots? Hits the floor, right? And then one gives you a nice level line around, and then you hit the button again and it could give you a 2 access. See, you have plumb and you have level. So these things help, you know, with your cabin install. But, you know, if you're a homeowner, I get it. You know, you're not going to go out and buy these. But they have much cheaper laser levels that'll do his job as well. Two, you're going to want to get yourself some clamps, alright? So these are squeeze clamps. I got away from them for a long time, but just recently I started using them again. They've gotten much better over time. Then you have then you have your regular you know, twist clamps. They adjust, and these are all for your style. I got another set, they're in the truck, and I'll show you them when I go to install two cabinets together. Alright, when you have your laser line up, right, take a nice small trim nail, alright, put it in the center of your line, okay? Really only for when you're working by yourself. Then you take the end of your chalk line, you have something to hook to. Alright, and then you put your chalk line on the center of the line. And you snap it real nice so you don't have to keep your laser on the whole time. And then you do the same on the other wall. Alright, now that you got your bottom level, now we'll do the top. So now you have to determine your top thickness size, okay? In this case it's going to be granite, and it ranges from 1.125 to 1.25, okay? So I always like a full 18-inch backsplash, but that's also for you to determine on how high your ceiling is, okay? Mine's 8 foot, the 36-inch uppers, I'm fine. So what you want to do is, remember, you want that 18-inch backsplash, so you have to measure 19.25 to wind up with an 18-inch backsplash, because you have 1.25 top. So what you do is measure both sides, snap a line, and you don't have to get the chalk all over the cabinets, you know, after you snap the line. You do it before. And guys, you know, it's a matter of opinion. I like to do my lowers first. I think there's less room for error doing your bottoms. Guys complain that they got to reach over and whatnot. Never bothered me. So I guess it's just a matter of preference. So now if we go in the corner, put it on your bottom line, 19.25. Circle your marks so you can recognize them. All right. Alright guys, this is what you should look like. Alright, now if you spend a little more time establishing your lines, making sure your floor height is good with the cabinets, things will go a lot smooth from here on out. So take your time in the beginning, don't rush it. And now all your cabinets are gonna go real nice. So we'll start installing cabinets. All right, guys. So here's the Lazy Susan. Now, there's the shot. See how we're dropped a 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there? That means there's a big dip in the floor. See how this thing is rocking and rolling? So what you want to use is nice dry shims. Okay, don't ever use wet ones because after they dry, they shrink. So you got to make sure they're 100% dry. I use cedar undercore shims. They're great. There's no compaction. Once the granite goes on, they're easy to adjust. And we'll get started with setting that guy. Alright guys, let's start off with getting the lazy in place. Like I said, we'll use the shims. The other thing about cedar shims is it doesn't scratch the hardwood floor when working with hardwood floors. Guys, when using a flat bar to lift, always use a sacrifice piece so you don't scratch the floor. You know what I mean? And you can use it for more leverage depending on what side of the shim you use. So that looks pretty good. Now, so now, before you screw your Lazy Susan in, all right, put your left and right cabinet in so you know that you're planing with the wall and you can make adjustments as you go. You know, but see how deceiving the floor is, guys? When you start laying this out. And normally what happens is the end of the floor gets hung up on the last joist and then it starts gradually sloping away from the wall. So you gotta be patient, just do it right. Alright guys, so you could see what's going on now. So see the height difference? So now you gotta shim the second cabinet accordingly. And then I'll show you how to screw the stiles together and, you know, pre-drill and all that. That's how your turnout should be, okay? Nice and flush. Alright. Clamp it and then I'll show you how to you know, screw the stiles together. But before I do that, I'm gonna set this cabinet and just make sure everything's square with this corner, okay? Alright guys, so the other clamps I wanted to show you were these pony clamps. They're a 3-way system, alright? And they got nice velvet in them so you don't scratch the cabinet. So this handle brings the stile together and this clamp flushes it. So you can see here that I put this run in. Alright, and I gotta tell you, it looks so deceiving. It was a little bit of a fight. You could see how far off the floor we came because the floor comes down on an angle at a level off the wall, and the wall's also at a plumb this way too. So it took a little work to get that corner established. But if you look down the run, you know, the stiles are straight as could be going down. And that's when you have to shim the back of the cabinets to keep all that straight. Alright, so I just want to show you how it's going to look when you use these clamps. What you want to do is you hook your pony clamp on, your 3-way clamp, just snugly turn the clamp handle. Alright, then you take your flush handle, you flush them up. You still got to work it a little with your hands and everything, but they make life a lot easier. Alright, there you go, nice and flush. Nice and flush. A little. Three nice holes. Alright. Okay. There we go, guys. We're locked in. Now what you want to do is take your 2 shims. Alright. Put them up front. Mark the distance so you can screw the backs together. Okay, that's how you screw your backs together. Alright, now this is where the stove is going, so I'm going to measure the distance. In my case, it's a 30-inch stove. Alright, and I'll separate these where they got to go. That's it. So all you got to do take your tape, okay, measure your 30. What you want to do is measure the bottom 2. Make sure you're parallel. That's good. You want to take your straight edge, come across to make sure you're nice and plain, which I am. Go across, and this is showing I have to come up a little bit according to the line. Alright guys, so basically all my lowers are in. Okay. Now we're moving on to our uppers. So just to let you know too, right here is my refrigerator. Okay. So there'll be a refrige panel here and a refrige panel against the casing. You always want to do that last after your uppers are up as well, because you know if you end here and you're trying to sandwich your last upper into the panel, you're gonna have issues. Alright, so like earlier in the video, we made our level line all the way around. So what I do is, especially when you're working by yourself, or even when you have somebody, it's a lot easier. I take my 1x2s, okay? Bought these at Home Depot. They're cheap. They're throwaway wood, you know, number 2 select. And you screw it into all your studs, okay, to help you hold them. So here's your corner cabinet. Just keep everything close by if you're working by yourself, your ladder, your screws. Now what you gotta do, take it, put it on your cleats, and we got our marks for the studs already. Now on top of this cabinet there's a 1/2 inch lip. That makes it easy to screw in. Alright guys, when hanging your corner cabinet, don't go crazy screwing it too much. I just got 2 screws on the side because sometimes you're still going to have to adjust based on what the wall's doing. So we'll continue down the line and continue getting shots. When putting in your next cabinet, it's going to be the same procedure. You know, just make sure your 2 styles. In this particular brand of cabinets, there's a block behind here, so when you drill through your style, you have something to fasten to. So take your 1/8 inch drill bit, Alright, so we got our main cabinets in. Alright, now we're going to work on the refridge panel there. Now, let me show you a scenario what might happen to you guys. If you notice, see how the bottom is square on the floor? Then you follow it up the wall. Well, between the wall being at a plumb and the floor really being at a level there, what you have to do is scribe that, because now when you push the panel up against the wall, that's the gap you're going to have on the bottom. So I'll show you how to take care of that properly, so you don't have a big gap there. Okay. All right, guys. In my situation, my being the floor at a level and me having a gap, it's a consistent at a level. So I'm able to use a piece of board to scribe that to the floor. If it wasn't consistent, you would have to take a block, put your pencil at the end, and follow it the whole way down. Know what I'm saying? But in my case, I could just do this, take my pencil, make a mark, okay? And that's how much I gotta cut off. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna use to cut that line I just made is a track saw. Alright, and I know not everybody has a track saw at home, but there's a couple things you could do. You could take a block of wood and make a jig for your circular saw, and also put blue tape on it so it doesn't splinter. But for anyone out there who does cabinet work for a living and doesn't have one of these, I recommend it highly. This thing is unbelievable for cabinet work, door work, no splintering. Let me show you this butter cut. See how there's no splintering at all? It's beautiful, you know? Alright, so now we'll take the panel we just cut. Alright. Put it here. Put it here. Now we just cut it. Clamp it temporarily. Put a level on it, make sure everything's correct. Okay. Now, if you see the bottom, see how nice and tight we are to the floor and wall now? Alright guys, that's a wrap. Islands in, screw to the floor. Put clips in for the dishwasher. Alright guys, so that job's completed. That was a basic little kitchen that approximately took me about 6 hours to install. I hope everything helped today. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I post videos all the time, and I hope this video helped you out, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.